Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Derrick Hayes, the entertainer. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for tuning in today to Life Skill, Life School. We're on episode 20. It's 2020, and we're on episode 20. I know there's some people out there that play the numbers. I'm not telling you to play the numbers, but 2020 is one of them things. You know how numbers are. And I go by the name, like I said, the entertainer. And each and every one of you out there, follow me on all social media platforms at entertainer and even on Cash App. Today we have a special guest today. His name is Jim Bouchard. He's out of the great state of Maine. That's why I always say he's my main man. He's one of the main reasons I'm even doing these interviews on live. Because some months back, he interviewed me on StreamYard. I'd never even heard of StreamYard. And so when I was seeing different people do interviews, I wanted to do interviews, but I didn't want it to be like Instagram and Facebook, how one person is above the other person. And so I was looking for different sources. I even tried Zoom, and Zoom wasn't the answer for me because everything is not for everybody. No matter how simple it looks, no matter how great it feels, everything is not for everybody. So when I had to make something happen, I went to StreamYard. So I thank this brother, Jim Bouchard, for even introducing me through an interview to the platform that I'm able to use to help a lot of people, to tell their stories, to help their platforms, to get the messages out. So it's great that I'm in your presence today. My main man is an international presenter. He's a leader. He's one who teaches from the platform, and he also teaches from the placemat as a sensei, through the gift of martial arts. And you can network with this great guy on his website, The Sensei Leader. He's on all social media platforms, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. And one thing cool about him is he is a black belt. That's why I went all black today. Went black on my banners. You see, I went black on my tie.
Yeah.
I wear a belt just for him. But the BELT is not just for belt. It stands for be light. Be light. Because if you be light, there'll be one person that's not in darkness. My man Jen, how you doing today?
There's no place I'd rather be. Seriously. Thank you so much for the build up and geez, after all that, your StreamYard ought to be giving us some money too after
Hey, true story.
Right? Yeah.
You want in my life, I wouldn't, it takes different people. Different people have to show you things. And sometimes you have to take bits and pieces from other people or ideas. And then there was some, even when you were interviewing me, there was some cool things you were doing. No, I didn't pick that up, but I saw the banners. Everybody can use tools in different ways, to encourage people to use their talents. So it's a great blessing. It's a great blessing.
Well, you've inspired me so much. It's just nice that you're able to use this and get the word out to even more people, because I'll tell you, Derrick, there's so many times we all go through these days where just feeling like I'm just treading water, and then you'll pop on with something, and especially with your words, and I can't tell you how many times you've inspired me that way.
Hey, I appreciate that. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, life skill, life school. Well, we tie life skill into your life school. Like I said, even before we were doing this, Jim was interviewing me. But guess what? We took plenty and turned it into episode 20. And I'm the entertainer. Please follow me. We with Jim Bouchard today, my main man, the international presenter, the black belt. The black belt. He earned his stripes. Check him on his website, the Sensei leader. Very important. He may be the one that gives you a breakthrough in your career. He has an interview platform. So since he's a black belt, he's the Sensei. We're going to use the word black today to tell more about you and what you do. The B is for breath. The reason why I say that because like we all are thankful that even through COVID, the riots, the different things going on through the world, we were able to wake up today. So the B is for breath. Jim, just tell us with every breath you take, what are you thankful for?
Well, I'll tell you, obviously thankful, for friends like you, and thankful for the people in my life that have encouraged me. And I have to honestly say, I'm thankful for that breath. My story. I lost a few years to drug addiction and spent, quite a long time not knowing if I was going to live or not knowing where I was going to eat. Tried to do myself in a couple of times, a couple more times by accident, and that's when I learned that practice of gratitude. And mine's very simple. I know we've talked about this before, where that's all I do is once in a while, if I'm feeling getting the dumps or feeling the blues, I just say, I look around and say thank you. And a lot of people think that that's somewhat Pollyannish, but to me it's not. To me it's very practical. It's not, I'm not lollipops and rainbows, you know what I mean?
Right.
So it's really an inventory when we can be thankful. And I'm glad you brought that up, because when we can be thankful, we focus on the things that we have, no matter how little that is, because that's important. That's what we've got to start with from here, right? And we stop obsessing about what we don't have, and that's it. And so I learned it when I had nothing, and I didn't even know, if I was going to survive that mess. So I'm thankful for, I'm thankful for every breath, and I'm thankful for the people that have come into my life that have kept me from slipping back into it. Right.
Right. That's really important, because I saw a video recently. Someone was arrested for jaywalking. So the day before our interview, I went jaywalking. My jaywalking is for joy. So I was joy walking.
Oh, there you go.
Because I'm happy to be alive. The L is for lessons. What is one lesson that you can let us know about that you learned along the way? Because there's people out here listening that they may be going through the same thing. They may be feeling a certain way. And what you tell them today could give them confirmation or elevation.
Yeah, I gave this a lot of thought when I saw this is what you wanted to talk about. And, one of the greatest lessons I learned, and I'm going to share two with you. First of all, and they're related. I think the greatest lesson I learned, the gift from my martial arts life, is this: that perfection is not a destination, right? It's a never-ending process. And so as martial artists, we learn that, especially as we achieve mastery, if you want to call it that in martial arts, because it's a never-ending process, right? That the mind of the master is really the beginner's mind. And that's what we say in martial arts, right? That we're always open to the lessons. We're always open to experiences. Can be happy, but never quite satisfied. We always want to learn, grow, develop, and then at a certain point, you want to share your experiences with other people, right? And I think that's critical. So that's one of the biggest lessons, to keep on learning and never stop developing, never stop being curious. That's what it's all about. But it's not the lollipops version of it where, some people will say, and I always challenge them when they say, well, there's no such thing as a mistake. There's no such thing as failure. It's all just lessons, right? Well, sure, if you've got the courage to squeeze the lessons out of it, right? And not everybody does. We have to work hard on that. But it's worth the effort. So, if there's a failure, if there's a challenge, like you said, you mentioned, we're facing a lot of serious challenges right now, right? As a society and as individuals, a lot of people are looking in that mirror. It's not always easy. It's painful. We don't like what we're seeing there. Believe me, when I looked in that mirror and saw a drug addict for the first time, and I'd been a drug addict for a long time before I saw that, you know what I mean? And that's not something you want to see. It's not, and hatred that people are trying to come to grips with, prejudices people are coming. These are not things that we like to see in ourselves, but only by facing it and wrestling with those things, that's where the lessons come from. So thanks for you. That's a great application, that letter. I love that.
And the A is for author. Can you tell us about one of your books?
No. I said, yeah, I've got one here somewhere. Hang on.
They need to know, man. They need to know that Jim drops Jim. Your name is like my father's name. Your name's James, but they call him Jim.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, this is, the Sensei Leader is the one that a lot of people know about now. Before that, I wrote Think Like a Black Belt, and I've written a couple more too, but
and those that's are the website right there, Sensei Leader. Where
yeah.
You show the book again.
Yeah, you can get those all there.
Yeah. Give us one thought from the book that.
Well, the biggest thought from this one that I hope people will embrace is that, I'll say it this way. There are only two types of people in the world today. I strongly believe that: leaders and people who refuse. And sometimes, again, people argue with me. And I say things like that to get people to argue, because then we get a good discussion. We get some thinking going, right? As long as it's all respectful. But some people say there are too many leaders. So I disagree entirely. But leadership has nothing to do with rank, a title, or a position of authority. It has to do with accepting responsibility for your own life. It has to do with inspiring, like you do, right? Inspiring, empowering, guiding other people. And you can do that. It doesn't, job title has nothing to do with that, right? We can inspire and empower the person right next to us, person above us, person below us, if you want to look at that way in business or something. But that's what it's all about. That's what that book's about, to help people really embrace that. And it's interesting, the timing that we're talking today, because we could sure as hell use a lot more of that right now. People embracing that responsibility of leadership. So yeah, you're a leader or you aren't, or you're not. That's a choice. That's a choice.
I like that. And C is for connecting. When I first met you, you were doing the Power Pod.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the Power Podcast.
We've known each other a while now.
Oh yeah.
That's a while ago.
Yeah, now you have your current interview series.
Yeah.
Who are some of the great people, at least one or two people, that you have interviewed from around the world? Because I know I've seen you interview people from around the world. You're international. You humble.
Well,
you what I call HI. You're humble, but you're still international.
Oh, there it is. I was struggling with how to answer this one, because I've been blessed. There's so many cool people, and like you said, all over the world, that I really don't want to leave anybody out. Obviously it was a blessing to meet you, and we've been on quite a few episodes together now, and we'll be on quite a few more going forward. But I'd say this, and I don't want to sound like a commercial, but really come on, walkingthewalkpodcast.com is the direct link to find that, and you're going to find a lot of terrific people. Some of them are world leaders, actually, that they're in politics or business, and they're heads of big companies or hold high offices, and other people are leaders right on the front lines. Like I said, they're people that are doing what needs to be done every day, right? And so the whole range like that, and to me it's fantastic, because the more ideas we hear from these different people, the better. So I'm going to kind of dodge the question and say, I'm going to say almost everyone I've had on my shows has been a real treat, real blessing. Once or twice, maybe.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
There you go.
You so good of a guy. I'm gonna let you play dodgeball today.
There you go.
Well, you got to answer this one right here.
I will. Yeah.
With all the people that you interview, all the people that lived on Earth, all the people that are currently living, if you can only keep one person, who would you keep and why?
Yeah, and I thought long and hard about this one too, and I'm going to cheat a little bit on this one too, because I have two responses. The first one is Alex. Alex,
right?
She's my wife, my business partner. She's a person who came into my life and really has just believed in me through all the ups and downs, and we all need a person like that. We all need a person like that. And the other one today, and I'm saying this, without shame, because of the things that are going on today. People press me for years. They say, what are the two books you would recommend for leadership? And for years I've been saying this. I say the autobiography of Ben Franklin and the autobiography of Malcolm X. Okay. And today I want to focus on Malcolm X, and I'm going to explain why. Many times over the last few years, I've sincerely wished that he hadn't been murdered, that he was still with us. Because not only was he a terrific leader and shared so many insights as he evolved, but that's the thing. In my life, I survived because I learned the process of transformation. right? If I hadn't learned that process, I'd be dead or in jail many, many times over. We wouldn't be, well, maybe we'd be talking from jail, but, and, when I started to learn more about Malcolm, that's what I realized. That's why he's special in my life, is that he was embracing that process of transformation, was going through such an amazing transformation when he was cut down. And so I would really treasure if I could keep him around and spend a few minutes and learn more from him. I think he's one of the great teachers that sadly we lost. Be a different world if he had survived, I think.
Oh yeah, man. Hey, it's a blessing, man. Like you say, you never know what information or ideas or insight they're gonna come from an individual on life school.
Right. Yeah.
We're on episode 20. The black belt himself, Jim Bouchard. Check him out on his website, The Sensei Leader. Get his book, and reach out to him if you're an entrepreneur. He has a great podcast.
I'm thanking you for all the endorsement, but I have a treat for you today.
Okay.
And I was preparing this because I usually have a sign behind me, right? It has a word, whatever word we're working on. And you inspired this, actually.
Okay.
You're always talking about the words, right?
Okay.
So you see that. It's tie, the entertainer, right? And I'm going to tell you why I picked that word. Not just because that's the device you use, which is really cool because you connect people that way. But the T, I'm going to be Derrick for a second. The T, that's for teacher. That's who you are. Everything you do since I've known you, that's who you are. You're a teacher, right? The I is for inspire, because that's what you do. And that goes deep because you connect with people's hearts. Anybody can motivate. Motivate's simple. You bribe people or you scare them. That's what motivation is. Inspiration goes much, much deeper. And you always do that ever since I've known you. That's what you dedicated yourself to. And E is empower, because you don't just leave it with words, right? The words are huge. They're important. They're powerful. But you've always gone that extra mile. You give people the tools they need. And in your work, especially the work you do in your schools, right? And, through your church and all these different areas, you empower people to do for themselves. So TIE, that's Derrick, teacher, inspire, empower.
Hey, I thank you for that blessing, man, because a lot of times people say April showers, May flowers. In order to get your May flower, you got to teach, you got to inspire, and you got to empower. What a blessing today. Is there anything else that we missed out on that you'd like to add or like to share?
Share this. Thank you. Thank you for your friendship over the years. I think we got a lot more good work to do together. And thanks for, like I said, thanks for the inspiration. And I'm gonna unabashedly pitch you right now, because if people have been listening to Derrick's programs, man, I'll tell you, and not just when you're blue, but I got, like I said, Derrick's one of these people, and it's just a weird stroke of karma that sometimes on my darkest days, who pops in on Facebook? There's Derrick, and he's breaking down a word and giving me inspiration to get back into it, right?
Hey, I appreciate that, because your name is Jim, and earlier today I was jaywalking, and Jim broke it down. Means joy is mandatory.
There you go.
If you want to continue your story, joy is mandatory. And I just want to say I'm thankful for Life School, episode 20. And if you're out there watching and listening and learning, please go follow me at Entertainer on all social media platforms and even on Cash App. Thank you to Jim Bouchard for being a great guest today. And please go to his website, The Sensei Leader. If you are a potential guest, reach out to him. Whether you know me or not, reach out to him. At least get your information to him. At least let him say no. Don't you say no. No, because if you don't send your information in, if you don't believe in yourself that your story ought to be told, it's already no.
I don't say no too much.
Right, but you get my point though. A lot of times people don't believe in themselves. They're not, they feel like nobody wants to hear what I had to say. Mm-hmm. And as I close the day, remember to keep working on your skills, because when people see what you do and hear what you say, what you say and do may be the only school that they ever see. And until next time, I thank each and every one of you for your time.